My girlfriend said she was done pretending and wanted her ex back in her life. She said confidently, "My parents already know about him." I didn't raise my voice. I just asked her one question and went somewhere she thought had nothing to do with us anymore. By that night, the people backing her weren't saying the same things. I'm 31, been with my girlfriend for 3 years. We met through mutual friends at a weekend camping trip, started dating a month later. She came from money, not obscenely rich, but comfortable. Her parents owned a successful business, lived in a gated community, drove luxury cars. I grew up middle class, worked my way through college, built a decent career. The difference in our backgrounds never bothered me, but I always sensed her parents looked at me like I was temporary. Things were good for the first 2 years. We talked about moving in together, about futures and plans. Her parents were polite to my face, but cool, never warm. I'd catch her mom scrutinizing me at family dinners, her dad asking pointed questions about my career trajectory, my investments, my 5-year plan. I played along because I loved their daughter and thought eventually they'd see I was serious. About 6 months ago, things shifted. She started mentioning her ex more often. Casual drops in conversation. "Oh, my ex used to love this restaurant." Or, "My ex had a car like that." At first, I didn't think much of it. Everyone has a past. But it became frequent enough that I finally asked her about him. She got defensive immediately. Said I was being insecure, that she was allowed to have memories, that it didn't mean anything. I backed off. Figured I was overthinking it. Last week, she started acting distant. Coming home late, phone always face down, distracted during conversations. Tuesday night, I asked if everything was okay. She said she was stressed about work. Wednesday, same thing. Thursday, I came home early and found her on the phone in our bedroom. She didn't hear me walk in. I know. I just need to find the right time to tell him," she was saying. "No, my parents already know. They're fine with it. They actually think it's a good idea." I stood in the doorway, grocery bag still in my hands. She turned, saw me, and her face went completely white. "I'll call you back," she said quickly and hung up. "Who was that?" I asked, setting the bags down. "A friend." "What do your parents think is a good idea?" She sat on the edge of the bed, hands folded in her lap. Took a deep breath like she was preparing for something. "I need to be honest with you. I've been talking to my ex again." My stomach dropped, but I kept my voice level. "For how long?" "About 3 months. He reached out, wanted to catch up. It started as just coffee, but we've been talking more." And I realized something. She looked up at me, and her eyes weren't apologetic. They were resolved. "I'm done pretending. I think I made a mistake when we broke up. I want him back in my life." "Back in your life how?" "I don't know yet. But I need to explore this. I need to figure out if what I'm feeling is real." "While you're with me?" "I haven't done anything physical," she said quickly. "But emotionally, yes. I've been connecting with him again. And my parents already know about him. They're supportive." "Your parents know you're emotionally cheating on me, and they're supportive?" "They're supportive of me figuring out what I want. They always liked him. They think maybe we rushed into things, you and me." I stood there, keys still in my hand, trying to process. "So what are you saying? You want to break up?" "I'm saying I need time to figure things out. I need space to explore this without feeling guilty." "That's called breaking up." "I don't want to lose you," she said, standing up. "But I also can't ignore what I'm feeling. Can you just give me some time? Let me work through this." I looked at her for a long moment, then asked the only question that mattered. "Does he know you're still with me?" She hesitated. "He knows we're having problems." "That's not what I asked. Does he know we're still together?" "That you're asking me to wait while you figure out if you want him instead. It's complicated. It's a yes or no question." "No, he doesn't know." I nodded slowly. "Okay, I'm going out. Need to clear my head." "Where are you going?" "Does it matter?" I grabbed my jacket and left. Got in my car, sat in the driveway for a minute trying to think. Then I drove across town to her parents' house. Update 1. I'd been to her parents' house maybe a dozen times in 3 years. Usually for holidays or birthday dinners. They'd always been formally polite to me, the kind of politeness that keeps you at arm's length. But I'd never shown up unannounced. I parked in their circular driveway and rang the doorbell. Her mom answered, surprise crossing her face when she saw me. "Oh, hello. We weren't expecting you." "I know. I apologize for showing up like this. Is your husband home? I need to speak with both of you." She hesitated, then opened the door wider. "Come in." The house was exactly as I remembered. Pristine, decorated like a magazine spread, every surface polished. Her dad was in his study, came out when he heard voices. Everything all right? He asked, looking between me and his wife. I need to ask you both something, I said, staying standing even though her mom gestured to the couch. Your daughter told me tonight that she's been reconnecting with her ex. She said you both know about it and are supportive. Is that true? Her mom's face did something complicated. Her dad cleared his throat. She mentioned she'd been in touch with him. Yes. And you're supportive of her emotionally cheating on me to figure out what she wants. That's not how she presented it to us, her mom said quickly. She said you two had been having problems, that things weren't working out, that she'd reconnected with an old friend and was getting perspective. We weren't having problems until 3 months ago when she started talking to him again. And he's not just an old friend. He's her ex-boyfriend, the one she dated before me. Her dad frowned. She told us they were just friends, that he was helping her work through some confusion about your relationship. Did she tell you she wants him back in her life? That she's done pretending with me? Silence. Her mom sat down slowly on the couch. No, she didn't say that. Did she tell you she asked me to give her time to explore her feelings for him while keeping me on hold? She said she needed space to think, her dad said, voice careful now, to figure out if she was happy. And you told her that was a reasonable thing to ask? More silence. I could see them recalculating, realizing their daughter had given them a different version of events. We told her that if she wasn't happy, she needed to be honest, her mom finally said. With herself and with you. We never encouraged her to. She stopped. What exactly did she tell you? I repeated the conversation word for word. Watched their faces shift from defensive to uncomfortable to something resembling guilt. That's not what she told us, her dad said quietly. At all. I figured. But I needed to hear it from you. Because she threw your support in my face like it justified what she's doing. Her mom looked at her hands. We did like her ex. He came from a similar background, shared similar values. When they broke up, we were disappointed. When she started seeing you, she paused. We weren't sure it was right for her. But we never told her to cheat on you. We never said this was acceptable. Just so we're clear, I said, pulling out my phone. I'm going to record this next part. Do I have your permission? They exchanged glances. Her dad nodded. I hit record. Can you state, for the record, that your daughter misrepresented your position? That you don't support her emotionally cheating or asking me to wait while she explores feelings for her ex? Her mom spoke first. We absolutely do not support that. We thought they were having relationship problems, and she was seeking advice from an old friend. If we'd known she was asking you to wait while she pursued someone else, we would have told her that was wrong. Her dad added, we may have had reservations about your relationship, but that doesn't excuse this behavior. She needs to make a choice and be honest about it. Thank you, I said, stopping the recording. I appreciate your honesty. I'll let you handle this with your daughter however you see fit. I left before they could say anything else. Got back in my car, hands shaking on the steering wheel. Sat there for 5 minutes before driving back to the apartment. Update 2. When I got home, she was pacing in the living room. Turned on me the second I walked in. Where were you? Your parents' house. All color drained from her face. You did what? I asked them if they really supported you emotionally cheating on me. Want to guess what they said? You had no right. They said you lied to them. Told them we were having problems, and he was just a friend giving you perspective. They had no idea you wanted him back, or that you asked me to wait while you figured it out. She sat down hard on the couch. Why would you go to them? Because you used them as justification. My parents already know about him. Like their approval made it okay. But they didn't know the truth, did they? They didn't need to know every detail. They know now. I recorded them saying they don't support what you're doing. That they think you need to make a choice and be honest. Her phone started ringing. She looked at the screen, let it go to voicemail. It rang again immediately. She declined it. Then it rang a third time. You should probably answer that, I said. Pretty sure it's your mom. She picked up. I could hear her mom's voice through the phone, angry and sharp. Couldn't make out the words, but the tone was unmistakable. My girlfriend's face crumpled. Mom, let me explain, she started, but her mom cut her off. The one-sided conversation lasted about 3 minutes. My girlfriend crying, apologizing, trying to explain. Finally, okay, yes, I'll talk to you tomorrow. She hung up, wiping her eyes. They want me to come over tomorrow. To discuss my decisions. Good. You've destroyed everything, she said, voice breaking. My parents are furious with me. They think I'm manipulative and dishonest. Are they wrong? I wasn't trying to manipulate anyone. I was confused. I had feelings I didn't know how to handle. So you lied to everyone. To me about being happy. To your parents about what was really happening. To your ex about still being in a relationship. You built this entire scenario where everyone thought you were doing the right thing, but no one had the full picture. I didn't know what else to do. You could have been honest. 3 months ago, when he first reached out, you could have told me. We could have talked about it. If you were having doubts, if you were thinking about him, you could have said something. Instead, you carried on an emotional affair and tried to keep everyone in separate boxes so you could have everything. She put her face in her hands, sobbing. Part of me wanted to comfort her. 3 years of loving someone doesn't just evaporate. But the bigger part of me was just tired. I think you should stay somewhere else tonight, I said quietly. Go to your parents' house. Figure out what you actually want. But figure it out away from me. Please don't do this. I'm not doing anything. You already did it. I'm just refusing to be part of the mess while you sort it out. She packed a bag, tears streaming down her face the whole time. Kept apologizing, saying she didn't mean for it to go this way, that she never wanted to hurt me. I didn't respond. Just watched her pack and waited for her to leave. When the door closed behind her, I sat in the silence for a long time. Then I called my best friend, explained everything, and asked if I could crash at his place for a few days. He said yes without hesitation. I packed my own bag and left. Update 3. I stayed at my friend's place for 4 days. Didn't talk to her. Didn't answer her calls or texts. Just went to work, came back, tried to think clearly about what I wanted. Sunday afternoon, her dad called me. I almost didn't answer but decided to hear him out. I wanted to apologize, he said. My wife and I have spent the past few days talking to our daughter. She finally told us the whole truth. About how long she's been talking to him. About asking you to wait. About everything. We're ashamed of how we've handled this. You didn't know the truth. I'm not angry with you. We also want to apologize for how we've treated you over the past 3 years. We had our ideas about who she should be with, and we let that bias color how we saw you. That wasn't fair. You've been nothing but respectful and honest. You deserved better from all of us. I didn't know what to say to that. I appreciate you telling me. For what it's worth, she broke things off with the ex. After we talked to her, after she realized what she'd done, she called him and ended it. Told him the truth about everything. How'd that go? Not well. Apparently, he was under the impression she was single. He was furious. Called her some names I won't repeat and blocked her on everything. Despite everything, I felt a small, petty satisfaction at that. Good. She wants to talk to you. To apologize properly. Would you be willing to meet with her? I don't think so. Not yet anyway. I need more time. I understand. Just know that she's genuinely sorry. And so are we. Whatever you decide about your relationship, you have our respect. We hung up. I sat on my friend's couch, staring at the wall, trying to figure out what I felt. Angry, yes. Hurt, definitely. But also something else. Vindicated, maybe. That I'd trusted my instincts, asked the right questions, didn't let myself be gaslit into thinking I was overreacting. Update 4. 2 weeks later, I met with her. Coffee shop, public place, middle of the day. She looked terrible. Dark circles under her eyes. Hair pulled back in a messy ponytail, hands shaking around her cup. Thank you for meeting me, she started. I know you didn't have to. I'm here to listen, not to reconcile. She nodded, eyes filling with tears. I'm so sorry. For everything. For lying to you, to my parents, to him. For being selfish and cowardly and thinking I could have everything without hurting anyone. Why'd you do it? That's what I don't understand. If you wanted him back, why not just break up with me? Because I was scared. Scared of making the wrong choice. With him, everything was easy. We came from the same world. My parents loved him. There was no friction. But with you, I had to work harder. Had to defend my choice to my parents. Had to bridge different backgrounds and values. And that felt hard. So when he came back offering easy, I was tempted. But you didn't want to lose the safety net. No, I didn't. I wanted to see if the grass was greener without giving up what I had. That was wrong. Cruel, even. I see that now. What changed? Why'd you finally end it with him? Because my parents showed me who I'd become. They sat me down and asked if this was the person I wanted to be. Someone who lies and manipulates to avoid hard choices. Someone who treats people like options instead of human beings. I didn't like the answer. We sat in silence for a minute. She wiped her eyes with a napkin. I'm not asking you to take me back, she said quietly. I know I destroyed that possibility. I just needed you to know that I understand what I did, that I'm sorry, and that you deserve so much better than how I treated you. Yeah, I do. Are you seeing anyone? That's not your business anymore. She flinched but nodded. You're right. I'm sorry. We finished our coffee, walked out together, stood on the sidewalk for a moment, awkward in a way we'd never been before. Take care of yourself, she said. You too. I walked to my car and didn't look back. Final update. It's been 3 months since everything fell apart. I moved into a new apartment, something just for me. Smaller than our old place, but peaceful. I've been focusing on work, on friendships I'd let slide, on hobbies I'd neglected. Her parents reached out once more, about a month ago, invited me to dinner, said they wanted to apologize properly, to make sure I knew they didn't support what happened. I appreciated the gesture, but declined. Some bridges, once burned, aren't worth rebuilding. I heard through mutual friends that she's in therapy, working on herself. Good for her, genuinely. Everyone should work on themselves. But that doesn't erase what happened or create an obligation for me to care. Started seeing someone new recently. We're taking it slow, no rush. She knows about my ex, about what happened. Asked me early on if I was over it. I told her the truth. I'm over her, but I'm not over learning the lesson. I'm more careful now. Pay attention to inconsistencies. Trust my gut when something feels off. Ask direct questions and expect direct answers. The whole situation taught me something valuable about people. They'll justify almost anything if it serves their interests. My ex convinced herself that lying to everyone was somehow better than making a hard choice. Her parents convinced themselves their reservations about me excused their implicit support of her behavior. The ex convinced himself she was available when she clearly wasn't. Everyone had their version of events that made them feel better about their choices. But reality doesn't care about versions. It just is. And in reality, she cheated. I refused to tolerate it, and the house of cards collapsed when someone finally asked direct questions. Looking back, I'm grateful I went to her parents that night. Not to punish her or cause drama, but to get the truth. To remove the shield she'd been hiding behind. Because as long as she could claim they supported her, she could avoid facing what she was really doing. Sometimes the kindest thing you can do for someone is refuse to enable their delusion, even if it feels cruel in the moment.